Hello, this is Aaron from My Camper Home again. This is week 8. This week it's a little bit overcast, so it's maybe it'll keep the temperature down. Today I have planned to get that stove box built and get that stove back in there, and to build that little mini knee wall to hide the wires coming from the ceiling down to the floor. And I got the paint. The paint is a very light tan. I think it would go good in there. It's called almond latte, uh, whatever that is. I got a gallon and a gallon and a half. So the gallon should do 400 square foot, and the smaller one, I guess, is a quart, will do 100 square feet. So that should be enough to get it the full inside done. Also, the um, the cap that goes on top for the stack and the vent came in the mail this week, so I'm gonna go up on the roof and put those on. There's one stack that comes up from the tub, and that's to let air in behind the water. It's basically what it's there for. There's no cap on it, so the water is running down that pipe into the ceiling and making the ceiling wet. So I got the cap. It's a universal cap. You just push it on and it clicks down. And also the vent over the tub is just completely gone. It dry rotted and just blew off. So I got a replacement for that too. So I'll do those two things today also, so I can give Ken back his ladder that I've been carrying for a while, and clear up some room in my back seat. You can see it back there, ladder. Um, so that's what I have planned today. I'll come back to you a couple times and let you know how it went. We'll get in there and see how that. All right, so I'm up here on the roof. I wanted to show you this vent cap. There's the stack, and then here's the vent cap that's going to go on top of that to keep the water from getting around this pipe and getting down to the ceiling. And then here's the what's left of the vent. Looks like they tried to screw it down right here. Here's a bunch of pieces. So I've got my new one there. It looks like it just slides on, and then it should be good. I'm gonna try that now. While I'm up here, I started looking, and I've got ants somewhere. I don't know if they're in. I'm up on the ceiling. I don't know if they're in a wall and I agitated them or what, but I guess I need to find that out, see where they're living. And also, there's the repair that I made a couple weeks ago on the roof. It looks like it's doing pretty good. It's still holding together. Looks like it's sealed up pretty good. So I'm gonna get on this and I'll show you when I'm done. All right, well that was easy. I snapped on the sun there. I snapped on the top, the cap top, and slid right down. So they're pretty secure, and this vent lid is on. It's the hinge is on the back side, so I just lifted up the lid and slid it on there, slid it back, and put it into the pin for the lifter, and looks like that's all done. So I can mark this off as done, and I can crawl down and go inside, maybe find out where these ants are coming from. That worries me because they're living inside there somewhere. Let me see if I can find out where that hole are coming through and seal it up. Hey guys, this is just a midterm report to show you that I've started working. I got my more power tools, air compressor in here with the air gunner, which really cuts down on the time. I got the stove out. That's what I'm building a base for. That's the stove that came with the camper, so I'm trying to get it to fit in there. So I pulled everything out. The walls actually dried really well. They were streaked last week when I left, but when they dried, they look really good. But I'm still going to cover it with that tan stuff paint I bought. But show you, I started with the this is where the stove's going to go. So it's going to be a little bit taller than normal cabinets. They're usually, I think, 36, 35 inches tall, and this is going to be about 38. So it's going to be a little bit taller. Um, I can still cook, and it's not too high. Um, and I want to preface this by saying I'm not a carpenter, and I don't claim to be one. But I built that little half wall to run electricity down on. Built it down to the bottom for the wires to go into the electrical area. And there's my side cabinet, and there's the other side cabinet. I had to go a little bit wider on this cabinet than I wanted to because the studs are 16 inches. So there's a stud on this side of this wall, so they went into something else. And there's a stud in the middle, and there's a stud over here. And I wanted to be able to put that into a stud. So this cross 2x2 goes into each one of the studs, and that's what the countertop's going to go on. I was going to do a 1x4 slatted top, but I remembered I had that that floorboard that I used to fix that floor down there. I had the sheet left over, so, and it's the right size, so I'm going to cut it out to fit the top, and then I'll seal it up very well, and that'll be a nice one-piece top. So I'm getting there. I want to get this done today. Either sides, this side, and this side, and somewhat of the front, the bottom part of the front there, is going to be covered in that Luan there. The Luan's about, I think it's 3/8 of an inch thick, so I kind of took it into account when I did my measurements. So I'll come back to you in a little bit. It's getting hot, but I got the fan on me, so I'm trying to push it out. All right, guys, I'm wrapping it up for today. As I said before, I got the stuff on the roof done this morning early, and then I spent almost all of today building this out. So I now have a cabinet stand for my stove. Took me most of the day to get it done. I said I am no carpenter, but it seems sturdy. Stove is in it. Stove is sitting on it. I got some braces down below it. I covered up the wires. Get that on the wall. Covered up the wires. I still got to put Luan on this side, and then on the front on either side of the stove, and then some kind of door or access panel down here at the bottom. So I got that done. It's about 3 o'clock, and I'm calling it a day. These cabinets, they look a little bit tall, and they are. They're a couple inches taller than a normal cabinet, but nothing too bad that I can't deal with. So here's the rest of the mess. The walls are looking better the more I look at them. Looking pretty good. So next week, floors. Finished cabinet. Floors. Keep saying floors, and I keep not getting to them, but floors. Now, that's disturbing news today, and it's just sad that this is the way the world is now. But I was up front cutting some wood. Let me show you. Step outside. Now, you see some of the videos, I usually cut my wood right here in front of the trailer. I'll set up some cinder blocks there. The electricity's back that way, so I'll just run and do all my stuff here. But today I looked over, and I looked at that, and that was where my regulator used to plug in. It used to come out of there, and then the regulator was just sitting right here. It's one of those dual regulators where you can switch it from one side to the other. Someone stole it right off my trailer, right here in the storage unit. And he didn't even take it off like I did. I actually got a pipe wrench and took the connector off, but they had just cut it. They had just cut it with about that much hose hanging off of it and took it. I hope they really needed it, because that's just wrong. But that's another thing I'll have to work on. I have to find another dual regulator, because the tanks sit right there, and then that feeds into the main line, which feeds my stove right now and my hot water heater later. So I got size done. Still got to patch that up, but it still looks good. Right here is where the power goes in. It's a 30 amp supply, and the plug is usually hanging right out of there. I pulled it all the way through for me to do work. But the more I think about it, the more I think that with a cord hanging down and then going to the pole to plug in, that's like a little freeway for mice to run right up that cord right into my house. I'll be full of field mice in the first week. So I'm going to try to find a generator hookup box to put there. So I'll put that box, take this hole out, and put that box right here. And what it is, the box sits out about that far, and inside it, it's got a male plugs for you to plug your extension cord into from there. So there's no through. So when I move, I just disconnect this side of the cable, and I disconnect the side it plugs into the stand, and I roll it up and take it inside. That'll cut down on my exposure to critters. There's my where I did the water inlet with a nice new stainless. Ants were right here. Looks like they've gone in for the heat. I need to find out where that nest is. But it's coming along, not as much as I want it to. I get nervouser and nervouser every week. I've got about 3 to 4 weeks left before I have to move this thing, and I got a lot to do inside there. And I don't know how to make it go any faster because I just don't do this a lot, so I'm not very fast. But I'll keep pressing on, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for visiting my camper home.